Friends, history has shown us faces that leave us speechless. Some kings were powerful, some brilliant, some ruthless. But what you're about to hear today is not just a story written on forgotten pages. This is a chilling truth, buried for generations. The horrifying truth of a king whose birth was seen as a curse, whose very face made people tremble, who was called not a man, but a demon in disguise. Was he truly a demon? Or was this a tragedy of racism, disease, and centuries of royal delusion? Today we'll take you deep into a world of gold-plated thrones, where beneath every shimmering crown, a rotting truth was waiting to be uncovered. But before we reveal that truth, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because the truths we bring you here have been buried by history and silenced in classrooms. The year was 1741. In the powerful kingdom of Spain, a land of grand palaces, golden thrones, and unmatched pride. But everything changed one day. The queen gave birth to a son, and as soon as the midwife held the child in her hands, her face went pale with horror. The baby didn't cry. He writhed as if life had been forced into him. His skull was deformed, his nose bent, jaw underdeveloped, spine crooked. But the most terrifying thing, his eyes. They didn't look human. They had a cold, eerie glint, as if he'd come from some other world. King Philip V proudly declared, "This is my heir, the future of Spain." But inside the royal court, there was silence. Every minister, every noble, looked at each other in disbelief. They knew instantly, this child was not ordinary, and that truth was dangerous. The very first night, whispers echoed through the palace halls. "He's possessed. He's cursed. If he becomes king, Spain will fall," one of the midwives claimed. "When I bathed him, his spine jutted out like a broken stick." These were not fairy tales. They are documented in royal records, still preserved today. Philip V, who himself suffered from mental illness, was blindly obsessed with his son. He would carry the deformed child in his arms, kiss his twisted face, and declare, "He will sit on my throne one day." But he was ignoring the obvious. This wasn't just a visible deformity. It was genetic, physical, and deeply psychological. Why did this happen? Because Carlos was the result of generations of incest. Cousins marrying cousins, uncles marrying nieces, and that poison ran straight through Carlos's veins. This was not fate. It was a genetic curse, protected by royal arrogance. As he grew older, his madness grew with him. One day he jumped off the palace roof, just to see if he could die. He survived. But his body broke further. His face worsened, and his mind, completely lost in darkness. He began biting servants, screaming at night, mutilating himself. This wasn't the fall of one man. It was the price of a royal bloodline's pride. One day, he suspected a servant of spying. He had him locked away. The doors were sealed. Only screams were heard from the room. Days later, the body was found. Eyes gouged out, tongue cut, body mutilated. This isn't just legend. It's written in Spain's royal archives. The ministers began labeling him the Mad Prince. Some used him for sympathy, others to ignite rebellion. Don Carlos was no longer just a tragedy. He had become a political weapon. By age 23, he was locked away in a dark chamber of the palace. No windows, no light, only a servant who brought him food and water once a day. And there, in his own filth and silence, he rotted away. One day, he simply died. No funeral, no announcement, no mourning. Just a twisted, quiet death, for the boy who was once meant to rule. The life of Don Carlos teaches us, when humans play with nature, in the name of blood purity, in the hunger for power, the result is almost always horrifying. This didn't just happen in Spain. It's a lesson for all of humanity. If this truth shocked you, touched you, or taught you something new, like this video. And don't forget to subscribe, because we bring you the truths that history tried to bury. We'll see you in the next video, where another hidden truth is waiting to be revealed.